go to this one. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm Loxley, Sailor of Strategy, the Capper and Card Shark, the board game goat. It's a delight to be here. Oh, we're in the most comfortable place on Twitch for me, which is the board game section, because we are playing Tokaido, which is a game I've actually played at least once on stream. And it is one that I've wanted to get back on, not least because the last time I played it, it was using the Steam version, the actual application, and that is not very... No, not even Tabletop Sim. I have issues with Tabletop Sim, which I'm not going to go into right now, but I'm fairly happy to not use it. I'm also a particular fan of any game where all of the kind of background number crunching and that kind of stuff is dealt with, which is why I use BoardGameArena. Speaking of, we are joined by Zenosha. Hello, welcome. Introduce yourself.
I'm Zenosha, lore master, self-proclaimed, and friend to all. I've been on hiatus for a while now. I'm really excited to get back into streaming and into, engaging with community and making warm memories with everyone again, which is exactly what this game is about.
Oh, absolutely. So, if anybody is not aware of Tokaido is, simultaneously both an old pilgrimage where people would travel from the eastern capital to the capital of Kyoto to the eastern capital of Tokyo, what was then called Edo. And this used to be a pilgrimage people take. It took 4 days, and we are recreating that route as a bit of a holiday. And on that holiday, as is the case with all good British holidays, you are competing to decide who has the best vacation, because your vacation can be judged, and it can be judged on a numerical basis. Or, we can have fun.
No, absolutely. Unlike British holidays, however, good food is an important part of each day here.
Wow, it's such a shame that Zenosha had to leave so early. It really is. But, I mean, I guess that...
It's understandable. Have a nice day.
Anyway,
so,
yeah.
Two-player rules.
Yes, this is something we only just discovered, because if I jump over here... so I'm currently just choosing my character. I'm going to be Umagai, the street entertainer, because you get two choices. You're going to either be the merchant, where it starts with where I get bonus souvenirs, or I get bonuses when I have encounters. So I get a coin before I get a point and a coin before any encounters, which sounds pretty cool.
Oh, that's such a good one. Oh no. I have the Inquisitor.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Which means I also go for all of the encounter spots.
Oh, it's actually a competitive. It's competitive.
Yes, because mine is any time I would draw an encounter, I would draw 2 and pick from them.
Also good and powerful.
Yes.
So, we also have the Neutral Traveller, imaginatively titled Neutro. When it is the leading neutral player's turn to move, they are moved by the leading player. No, none of this he nonsense. BoardGameArena, but we are doing it as as they. It makes much more sense. But yes, as you can see, we have a journey that we can take all the way along the Japanese coast. Each day we will stop at an inn, so we can only go as far as the next inn. We have multiple stops that we can make, so we can go to villages and get souvenirs, we can go to temples and make donations. We can have encounters. You'll be seeing a lot of encounters. We can paint pictures, which is a set collection game. We can just get straight points from going to hot springs, because goddamn, just going to a hot spring is its own reward. We can work at a farm to get some additional money. And that, I think, covers all of the things we can do. And then at the inn, we will collect some food. Which, and of course, you have to have a different meal each day. Which, I must admit, that when I went to Japan, the second, that was very much what I tried to do when I went to Japan many years ago, or 5 years ago. But then by the second week, it was just like, no, we are so shattered. In fact, no, by the third week we were there. We were like, no, we're very shattered. We want like the really nice katsu curries are delightful and comforting. We're so tired. We've been on the go for 3 weeks. Yeah, Tokyo, ramen, sushi, all that good stuff. But then by the end it was like, Koko Ichiban, yes please.
That's on my Japan list. I've got a friend who won a raffle ticket to Japan, all expenses covered. He had a wonderful time and gave me a lot of things to go do.
I can imagine. I'm going to have the most peaceful and enriching journey, and anyone who thinks they can outdo this Zen can suck it. Tokaido says, hello SJ, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm just going to quickly adjust how this game looks, because it is currently a little bit small on my screen, so I'm just going to quickly play around with this. Actually, first I'm going to move the neutral traveler. Now, there is a real temptation. Actually, I'm the lead. No, I'm the lead player, so I'm leaving the inn last. Okay. I think.
Okay, so you are the lead player, which means you are leaving the inn last, which means you are moving the neutral traveler.
That is correct.
Because that puts me in between you and you.
Yes. But I am not sure why that makes me the lead, because I would have thought the lead was the one who was in front, if that makes sense. Oh, I guess I would be.
Because Tokaido does the first is last thing.
Well, it's true, but it's also like first in the inn, last out. So I guess guess the reason I'm the lead is because I arrived first in this conceptual inn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
So
the implied before.
So there is an important question. How early should I bring out the dick moves? Because I can see the very easy, very obvious, awful move that I can do, but it may well set the tone for this entire game.
I'm interested to, because so the problem with dick moves in Tokaido is that they aggressively accelerate the game.
They do. That is absolutely true.
That is what I will say about that. It is a board game. I will have fun regardless. If we want to have competitive Tokaido, we'll go for it. But the problem with being competitive Tokaido with 2 people is it makes the game very, very short.
Which, to be honest, is not a bad idea, because ultimately we were discussing this off stream, and we did think that actually one thing that might be kind of nice would be we can open up a table and people from stream can come and join us in playing Tokaido. So, honestly, getting through moderately quickly, not the worst thing in that perspective, because it means that, we can get people in and involved.
Yeah.
Right. So, the obvious dick move that I can see is that one.
Yes. I also was thinking about this, though, when immediately when I was like, well, we have the two of the main, the encounter characters. I was like, well, that's going to force us to diversify our playstyle.
It is.
You can't just
it very much
bank
is.
on encounters. Now we have to go invest in the shrine or get, paintings or what have you.
Speaking of, if anybody's wondering, I'm going to try and just keep this I've made it so we can just about see what our scores are and what our coins are, and also how much money we've got. But we are kind of losing a little bit of the right-hand detail on the screen. But hopefully this is visually clear enough for everybody.
Looks fine on my screen. My screen here for you. We'll get to that part of the board.
Well, I can just slide the board. The board slides pretty easily.
Yeah. You can see the points, which is the points and the money, which is the important thing.
I think the only thing I would like is if it was slightly, if I could zoom the map slightly.
Right? Like the art is so pretty and quaint. I feel like it would be nice to.
That said, we are going to get lots of the art in the hands beneath the board, so I do understand why they've made this as a choice.
Okay.
But yes,
I must travel.
You must travel.
I love this.
You have passed checkout. The hotel, the inn staff are hanging about outside your room with vacuums and mints for the pillows.
They won't say anything because I'm from the state.
Exactly. They're just kind of passive aggressively staring at your door,
milling about.
Yep.
Intentfully.
Exactly. Yes.
You know what?
Anyway,
I'm going to.
Hello, SJ. How you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Let me go. I cannot travel backwards. There we go. All right, now I'm at the shop.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some souvenir options here. I've got some hashi, some really pretty chopsticks there. I've got furoshiki. Looks like a bundle of clothes. Ah, okay. And then the ukiyo-e, which is this art piece over here for 1, 2, and 3 points, respectively.
Sadly, I can't actually see what you're getting. I think I only get to see it when you've picked it.
Yeah. Okay. So glad I'm describing them.
Yeah, absolutely. If anybody's not played Tokaido, which I know SJ you've mentioned you have, effectively, if you go to a shop and you are buying souvenirs, you get dealt out 3 cards. You are trying to collect a set, which is effectively 4 suits. So there's clothing, there's small items, there's food, and there's art pieces. So yeah, this is a small items souvenir, the hashi, which I believe is a chopstick holder. I must travel, and I'm potentially doing myself a disservice, but I think I want to get ahead here because I've not really got the money to be donating to the temple. But I can go and paint. So the Fields Panorama. There are 3 cards, each card in this set. First one is worth 1, second one's worth 2, third one's worth 3. Whoever completes the entire panorama gets 3 bonus points. And there's also a mountain panorama, which is 5, and an ocean panorama, which is 4. And that follows the same thing, it's just there's more of them.
They're very, very pretty.
They are. I also like the fact that they actually have a panorama, so the first card is the first part, and it kind of goes in like that kind of triptych style. AMV, a most vital art, got 150 listens in the first day. Congratulations, that is really cool. And if anybody is not aware of it, you should go check out Blake Sky Private Eye. The city is a dirty, ugly thing, and yeah, go check out Noir Cosmic Horror with Blake Sky Private Eye.
All right.
Don't mind me. I just shill the various podcasts that I voice act on.
Listen, it's your channel, it's your space. You are allowed to promote your content.
That is very true. I'm trying not to...
I must travel.
Yes.
Well, you don't have the money to be going to the shrine. I have a cushy government job.
You do. You got the money to burn.
However, I do work for the government, and I'm mostly at the temple for for appearances. So I only give 1 coin.
You give 1 coin, but you do that trick of like tossing it, putting your hand in deep and shuffling with the money, so it sounds like you're really putting a bunch in there.
There you go. You know how the offering plate works.
I was raised Catholic. Which is a weird look for a satyr, I must admit.
Alright. Traveling again. I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to go to the hot spring. I got... Yes!
Oh, and you got monkeys. So
got the monkeys.
Hot springs are just straight points. You flip a card. It is either just a lovely hot spring, which is worth 2 points, or a lovely hot spring with monkeys, which is worth 3 points. Hey, it's all good.
Getting monkeys on the first hot spring, it's a good omen.
It is. It
like
is.
Across the board, everyone
Oh,
benefits.
and you get to move the neutral traveler now.
I do. What happens if the neutral traveler goes to work?
Nobody else does. The neutral traveler is basically a robot that wanders over and tills the field for a day. In fact, I'm pretty sure you transform the neutral traveler into a plow.
It does appear to be a roadblock.
Well, yes, it's literally. I mean, I think that's the point of the neutral traveler. It's just it means that you're not, we're not just stopping at every other stop. So it does kind of give that additional competitive element because you have to adapt to. So I think part of this is adapting your journey plan based on the movement of other players. And if you only got one other player, you're not getting that same level of interaction. So I can see why they do that.
No, that's a good observation. I definitely agree. The changing around, it's a very important part of the fun.
Neutral traveler is a scab. I mean, by that definition, we're all scabs because it's not like any of us wouldn't go and work at the farm.
Yeah, right. Like,
so what is this? What has this farm done to justify industrial action?
Yeah, who's picket lining at this farm?
That is absolutely
not us.
I would do it for fair wages. That is true. Yeah, they're just they're driving down the wage. I'm gonna do some more painting. I now have a mountain panorama.
They're young and healthy and can sell their labor at ludicrously low wages.
No, they've just been told that they can do it for exposure.
Oh shit! Right.
Get that competitive farm labor exposure, paid in clout. No, that's streaming.
In agriculture, I think it's actually paid in clods. Oh, it's my turn again.
It is, yeah. That happens occasionally.
Boop. I'm gonna go shopping.
Ooh. Was that a mistake?
No, I got sake. Feels good.
Ooh, I love a bit of sake. I've actually got sake in my cupboard. We had some friends over recently, and they were just like, "Do you want us to bring some wine or sake?" I was like, "I mean, sake because I can get wine anytime."
Right, like if it's just like
Oh, we like that. I got an Anibito, a guide, which gave me the next card in the fields panorama. We enjoy this.
And a coin.
And a coin,
because you
and
guilted him out of his money.
No, it's just mutual. He guided me to a really nice spot for painting. I did a really nice dance.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair.
I mean, literally, my character is Umagai, the street entertainer. Like, I can only assume that I am entertaining in the street.
Okay,
And
yeah, the street entertainer. Not the urchin's a different effect. The little kid.
the urchin
kid
gets
guilt.
to have like, the guilt kid is you
free
get,
meal.
You get,
That's what she gets.
I think
right?
you only have to play. I think it's you only have to pay 1 coin for the meal,
Okay.
or possibly I'd have to double check actually. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think you might be right. It's 1 coin.
I don't know.
I remember somebody being frustrated at getting stuck with the dongo. And they go, it's 1 coin.
Oh no, or is it? Actually, I wonder if you get to have like a free meal. You just get it kind of flipped over, and you can either choose it for free or you have to buy. Yeah, Satsuki the orphan. When she's at the inn, she receives one of the you draw a random meal card, and you can have that for free.
There we go.
But obviously, and usually that's fine. But if you actually have if you have the additional, if you can't have the same meal twice, if you randomly draw the same meal as you've already had, then you either have to not eat or you have to purchase a meal like normal, because literally beggars can't be choosers.
Correct. All right. Neutral move travel.
Oh yes, thank you very much. I think no temple.
That's me in the corner.
Oh,
Me
weirdly, the
in
neutral temple traveler still gives a coin to the temple.
Oh.
So does not work, but does donate.
And has a undefined amount of coinage.
Oh god, they're a Tory.
Worldly enough to get that one.
Oh, good. I was going to say I guess the alternative
No,
would have been
I'm actually worldly enough to get that one.
Would have been they're a Republican, but I feel that kind of.
Yeah, I actually got learned on what a Tory was through a hardcore punk band, Idols.
Mm-hmm.
Who there's a line. So the best way to scare a Tory is to read and get rich.
No, that's just how you become a Tory. Maybe not the reading, but certainly the getting rich. Because unfortunately, the way class politics works, particularly in the UK, is that if you are poor and you advocate for a change to a capitalist system, then you are clearly jealous. If you are rich and you advocate for a change for a capitalist system, then you're a champagne socialist and not worth listening to.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Obviously, it's the wonderful double standard.
Yeah.
It has to be more than 3, but less than 4.
Yes. Well, you know, if they had scruples, they wouldn't be right wing.
I fear that. So I'm going to go to the beach, actually.
Oh, nice. I will go. Oh no, actually I won't. You get to move.
Oh, I get to move.
Champagne Socialist. What a great Oasis song. Oh, straight into the inn. Interesting. Okay, cool. I will go. I'll go into the inn last. I'm willing to do that.
Okay. All right.
You know, get a lot of painting done in the first couple of days. It's never occurred to me that all of these panoramas are technically Mount Fuji, or just from different angles.
Oh, you are correct. As soon as you said that, I immediately saw Mount Fuji in the.
Actually, I'm not sure if it's
the tutus you've got.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the case in the sea, because I guess if you're
I'm
kind
like
of looking out.
98% sure it is.
Hmm.
Because it's got Fuji in the background with the islands and the clouds. And...
Yeah, I could maybe imagine that.
Yeah.
I mean, particularly
Anyways,
if, like,
I've got a
looking
shovel.
across the Bay of Japan.
Yeah. Hygiene.
Oh no, I'm second, Ian. That's fine. So, I get. So I can either have all of this costs the same. You know what? Yakitori is delicious. No, cancel. No, buy selected. Buy selected. Don't click the wrong button. You fool.
Alright, I must travel. Oh, got to go to the inn.
Yeah, gotta go to the inn.
And I'm going to get some tofu. It's regular tofu.
I am.
Actually, it appears to be in miso.
It does, yeah.
Uh,
Tofu in miso soup. Actually, I think I'm wrong because I'm just looking at a picture of the panorama, and I'm pretty sure it's just one of the torii gates that are sat in the ocean. I'm not sure. I mean, one of the mountains might be, but I don't think so.
All right. Well, 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like, I'm not sure how easy it is to see Fuji from the ocean. That being said, if various people are to be believed, it's very hard to see Fuji if you're standing right on top of it. Occasionally.
Oh, I want to travel. Oh.
You do.
Gonna whack.
Oh, interesting. I would have thought you would have chosen to pop in to continue your sea panorama. Oh, onigiri is nice. I had some nigiri for dinner, which was very nice. I've only recently discovered that I actually like sushi. Which is a lovely discovery to make. I've kind of just developed a bit of a taste for sushi, because I never used to be a fan of fish that wasn't battered to the point it didn't actually taste like fish. As is the British way. And there's my bonus card for getting the field panorama.
What kind of fish do you guys have out there?
I mean, all sorts. We're an island.
I mean,
but the traditional British fish and chips is battered and is covered in a wheat batter and fried, which kind of just makes it taste of fried fish.
Largely invalidates the point. No, we've got our fair share fried fish. Have no fear. Some of it still tastes like fish.
I think it's just like a lot of it is white fish, like cod and haddock, which doesn't have a hugely strong fishy taste. Like, I've only recently discovered that I have a taste for salmon, and like I've always liked tuna, like tin tuna, but never raw tuna. But I've just developed a bit of a taste for tuna and salmon sashimi or onigiri. Or
salmon's good. It's also very, very healthy. It's got lots of omega-3 fatty acids. It's got iron. So you've got, it's healthy. Salmon's one of the healthier fish. Out of a genre of healthy animals.
Except for the mercury. Thank you.
I
mean, also the fact that that all the salmon that you get is dyed pink rather than naturally pink, because there's an idea as to what it should be colored like, and as a result, it's right. Some of it gets dyed pink
Yup.
because it's really like a bit of a grey color, which is not the most appealing.
Yeah, like the salmon pink is like faded grayish pink. It's a fleshy pink. It's not like it's not, you know, the crayon pink that you see in stores. Yeah.
No, very much not. I gotta say,
Also,
like,
I found
I'm thinking I might have to give up this street performance, street performance lark and just go into art school.
Look at you with all that. You've got all of the fields.
All the field, all the mountain.
All the mountains.
What you gonna do?
I'm going to get.
You went. SJ went salmon fishing last month. Didn't catch any you could keep. Oh, that's a shame. You did catch a Chinook just under size limits. You got an entire helicopter? Where the fuck were you fishing?
So Chinook, and Chinook, the helicopter, the tribe, and the fish are all the same.
I know. I didn't actually know there was a Chinook was a fish, and obviously I think actually I don't know unless they have a variety in the UK. I'm pretty sure the only the vast majority of the time, if you refer to a Chinook in the UK, you are just talking about a helicopter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that there's very little reason to be referring to Western North America fish and or Native American tribe in the UK.
Yeah, Chinook and a fish native to the North Pacific Ocean. Okay, so they're definitely not even like likely to get to the UK being lost because they would have to go through the goddamn Panama Canal.
Yeah, they could show up there, through ballasts.
Oh, they're an ugly bugger, aren't they?
Listen,
I'm just saying, like they've got like a nose.
They've got it's scraggle nose.
Yeah, they've got like a scraggle nose and also like a scraggle chin. It's like a.
They have a very potent bite for a fish.
I mean, they look like they would, yes. Salmon shaming. Hey, I'm not here to kink shame. Salmon shaming, I definitely am happy to do. Sorry, I need to actually do a thing. Wait, I need to do the neutral travel. Well, they can only go one place, can't they?
I can only go the one place as well. Hey, look, Dongo.
Ooh. That's the one bit of Japanese folklore I am aware is that Momotaro shared Kibidango with his friends before they went off to fight. Oh, you know what? I've been talking about it. I'm going to get some sushi. Some lovely maki rolls. And I must travel. Well, it makes sense for me to go and have a chat. Ooh, another Anibito.
Hey.
Or a sea panorama. Yes, I will take that. Thank you very much. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. That is a new piece of information on me because I actually got a mountain Anibito, but it looks like if I've completed that and draw the guide, I was able to get the ocean one instead.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I just got lucky.
Completed it. Excuse me.
I believe the VTuber thing is to say Taskaru.
I see. I've got the neutral traveler. I'm going to well, there's no reason to move the neutral traveler anywhere but the mountain slot, at minimum.
Yes, that's true. I guess it kind of becomes a point as to neutral travelers just chill in their boots as they kick rocks.
Slowly making their way through the pilgrimage.
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to go. Listen, hygiene's important.
Yeah, it's true.
My first time playing, I got the bath. I got the old man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you just get really into the habit.
It was a really fun time.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It was 3 people who all got the old characters.
Nice. Very, very, very nice. When I was a boy, all this was fields. It still fields. We've not gone that far. We've not got that. We've not got that advanced.
All this was fields. Still fields. I want to go. You know what? That's.
I mean, that neutral traveler is putting you to shame.
Is he?
Yeah, they're at like 3. Kuge, a random nobleman who really liked my dance.
You can dance if you want to.
You can leave your friends behind. And I did. They're back over here at the starting inn. Oh, I need to move the neutral traveler. Okay, you can go. Yeah, you can go there.
I'll take the money. I like money.
I'm also a fan.
I wish I didn't have to like money.
I mean,
you know,
it is definitely a shame that you do.
I don't like money. I like the things money gives me access to.
Yes, it's true. I kind of wish there was not that unnecessary gatekeeping. It's true.
Yeah, we don't like that extra step being necessary.
Yes. I forgot this was a thing. Okay, we'll get some of this. So I think some might be slightly ahead of you in terms of the value of the meal, because obviously, once again, the most expensive meal it gets bonus points at the end.
Yes.
Over the course of several days.
Yes, that's the incentive to get the expensive meals.
Yes.
And to not just go cheap.
But I don't think
if
we've
you
had
eat
that many
all of
options.
the fancy meals on your pilgrimage, that's something to tell stories about.
Yep.
You had a culinary journey. Me, I had a cleanliness pilgrimage.
I can't blame you on that, because on any of that, because yeah, the Japanese hot springs are nice. Like whether in mountains or if it's just like a bathhouse in a city, they're really good.
That's definitely something I would want to experience. Just bathhouse, and where because they're not a thing.
No, it's very true.
Just absolutely not a thing, which is a shame, because there's a lot of rich cultural opportunities in bathhouse culture that we could have access to if we're shitty people. There's a lot of vulnerabilities that come with having bathhouses too, unfortunately.
That is true.
Such is life.
Yeah. Also particularly in Japan, like you have to, if you do have a tattoo like me, then you do kind of need to really do your research ahead of time, because it's like,
you've got a good point there. Actually,
that being said, I will say that did give me quite a cool experience when I was in Japan, because I was staying in Tokyo for my first few days, and fortunately, Tokyo fairly modern. There are several bathhouses that where you can go, where they're pretty open. It's like, we on the website, it's like tattoo friendly, tattoos welcome on the signage. And whilst I was in there, just kind of enjoying the springs, there was a guy who came in and did have a very large tattoo, which kind of covered his entire chest, went all the way down his arms, stopped very conspicuously at the wrists. I was like, I'm just gonna sit there, looking around. It's like I could make several assumptions about this wiry, very, very cut gentleman. I'm just going to continue to have my bath and not stare.
This
I may have encountered.
He had this wonderful ink that very conspicuously ended at the sleeve length, and you didn't see him.
Yeah, well, it was like it was very much like, it started at one wrist and went entirely across to the other wrist.
It's one of
Again,
those.
I'm not gonna say he was definitely in a Yakuza family, but I do have some suspicions.
You would definitely say that he is one, that's a lot of money. That's an expensive tattoo. I can't imagine it's anything less than considerably more expensive to get that much ink in Japan.
Almost certainly.
Considering that we have in the United States, we've got tattoo parlors on every corner in some cities.
But even then, it's like, tattooing is not an inexpensive form of art.
No, it's not. You don't get to erase. You only get.
Well, you do. It's just that's also very expensive.
That's also expensive, but like as an artist, as the artist, they only
Hey, Bjorn, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Pondering Vikings. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Serious Strategy. I'm Loxley, Serious Strategy, the Caprian Card Shark, the board game goat. On this channel, we play games that use board game mechanics as well as collaborate on board games. Today, we are playing the very chill Tokaido. It's a wonderful game about having a pilgrimage across eastern Japan and trying to have the best holiday possible, because your holiday can be judged by a metric and you can decide who is best. Tokaido trip is going very well. Thank you very much, Bjorn. Also, thank you very much to Wolf Warrior 007 and Janetto for the follow. I hope you have a great time. Hope to see a lot of you. Sorry, I must travel. It's my turn. I got completely thrown by the presence of a raid.
By the presence of Vikings.
I mean, it happens.
It is not chronologically compliant. However, cowboys would be.
That's true. Yeah, when is Tokaido set? I forget.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. That would really,
because it does. I'm sure it specifically says in the in the specific in the rulebook. I think it's actually it actually tells you. Hang on, I'm going to actually look at Board Game Geek now for. the rule book up. Because but yeah, I have seen that that meme where it's like it is definitely possible to have a samurai, a cowboy, what the heck else was it? I can't remember now. Like the Scarlet Pimpernel or something. So it's things that don't necessarily feel like they should be contemporaries.
Yeah, things that have very anachronistic energy, but are in fact not.
Hmm. Told them we were taking
a photo of the samurais on camels in front of the pyramids?
I have not. That does sound very cool. Yeah, there's
photographs of samurais on camels in front of the Great Pyramids.
Amazing. Love that.
Also, a statement that doesn't feel real.
Well, there's a lot of stuff about, like, you know, particularly like the rare occasions where Japanese nobles and samurai were able to leave briefly, and they were just like, you know, they did stand out a lot. I think it's one of those things where it's interesting, particularly at that time, because, you know, speaking as a Brit, Japan is one of those countries which is kind of comparatively untouched by colonialism, because, like, you know, the major colonial powers didn't get a look in.
Very, very, very purposefully so.
Yes.
Japan put a lot of effort into that.
And fair play to them, you know. Not that they should have had to, but yeah.
They should have had to. But actually, I went to an anime convention. I went to a very, very, very interesting panel about the history of Christianity in Japan. Which ties in very, very intrinsically to why Japan was closed off.
Yes,
for so long.
I'm vaguely aware that it was part of it, and then yes, the US and Commodore Perry showed up. Commodore Perry, who, as far as I'm aware, is more well known in Japan than the US in many cases. Like, I think that I've seen clips from Japan where people kind of assume that Commodore Perry is, like, really well known in the US.
That's honestly funny.
But then I guess I guess it could be argued that you know, despite the fact that he was, you know, basically every city in America has a street named after him, and he was America's favorite fighting Frenchman, very few people actually were aware of the Le Marquis de Lafayette until Hamilton.
It's an interesting fact. It's the amount of, I say apathetic ignorance when I'm angry on Twitter, but in this context, it's less of apathetic ignorance, just more Americans are inundated with so much, like, different culture of America that
victory.
Hey, look at that! That was a good close game.
It was. I think you picked up. You got very close right at the end. Hello. Not sure why that was. I think the raid is triggering on my.
Can I get a breakdown?
Yeah, absolutely. Final situation. So.
Okay, cool. Final situation. There we go.
Yeah, actually, I'm sorry. It's down here. There is. So basically, you had all the village stops and temple stops. I had 5 encounter stops to your 1, so I got the encounter bonus. You had all of the hot springs stops, so you got the hot springs bonus. I only stopped once the farms, but I got all the panoramas, so, like, basically 9 extra points and the points for the panoramas.
Yeah, the panoramas are where it's at for points.
Yeah. I think, yeah, what was it? Like, you got I think you got the. Oh yeah, you got the most expensive meal, which was impressive, and also collector. But I got the. Oh no, we shared. We shared that we had the same value meal, and I got the Chatterbox achievement. Sorry, I'm just gonna catch up with. Yeah, murdering a god. I was wondering what you were doing, but then I realized you're doing Cult of the Lamb. Hope that's going well for you. And yeah, SJ also pointed out there was an episode of Hercules, the Disney animated TV show that had Aladdin in it, and the timeline of it was, yeah, actually, yeah. What? I don't know what century. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. No, there is no way that Hercules and Aladdin could have been contemporaries. That's just not a thing.
Yeah, no,
the history of Greece was over by the time the Arabian. Actually, it was Arabian as opposed to. I'm thinking Arabian and Islam as synonymous, which is not the case. But it's a minimum of like 500 years. Congratulations on taking out the final boss, buddy. I'm impressed. Sorry, please do continue. Continue then. I'm just
enjoying the chat. I've heard good things about Lamb of God. I've heard Lamb of God's a band. Cult of the Lamb. I've seen my friend Luxia play some of it. The boss fights look really good.
Nice. Right. So, I am going to try a thing. Because we played a 2-player game, and it was fairly quick. But Tokaido can go up to a 4-player game, I believe. So, what I am going to do is create a table. Oh no, it can go up to 5. You came in right at the end, but also you came in right at the start, because what I'm now going to do is I'm going to invite Zenosha. There you go. We're going to turn off training mode, make it a real time but normal speed. But in a second, I am going to open up this table. Do I know what... I do have this. Yes. If you are familiar with BoardGameArena, you can look for the beginning is the end, the beginning of the... Yes, absolutely. You can look for this number. No, that's not how I do it. Can I share this? Invite a friend. No, can't do that. But if you go to BoardGameArena, which is this website, you can... Oh, in fact, I can give you the... I can have it on the table. Basically, I'm pretty sure this is first come, first serve. So if you would like to play Tokaido with Zenosha and I, we have up to 5 spaces open. I'll give everybody just a few minutes to jump in. If nobody does, then that's absolutely fine. We'll just continue and do a 2-player game. Maybe we'll add like some of the fancy
expansions. Pretty cool.
Yeah. You can just see what's in there. But yeah, I figured it'd be nice to... Oh, an open table to other players. Also, just going to let people know that this game is being streamed, because yeah, I feel it's just polite to let people know that this is being streamed, and yeah, hopefully there's no too much of it. There's not too much of an issue.
I would imagine, you know, anybody watching along is where the game is being streamed.
Well, that's true, but at the same time, it's also because I've hit open this to everybody. It's open to anybody who wants to jump onto on BoardGameArena. So that's just why I am letting people know that it's being streamed, because I just feel that is the polite thing to do.
That is a polite thing to do, correct?
That is absolutely understandable,
And
Bjorn.
also, oh,
Yeah, I can imagine the final boss took a lot out of me.
oh yeah.
How did you find the ending of Cult of the Lamb? 'Cause I've not played it myself, but I have heard that it doesn't leave too much. It doesn't leave kind of too much by way of replayability. I'm just curious how you found that. Please, Zen, go ahead.
Where am I going?
I've just realised I've not done anything. I've completely failed to get your Twitch details to share in chat. So I'm just going to find those.
Loremaster _ Zenosha.
Go. Oh, that's fine. Somebody's just quit. That is fine. Yeah. Mute that because we do not want.
Oh no, that's not. That's too many E's.
What's too many E's?
I tried to post my, well, you know, my name's next to my name, so Twitch spelled my name right in the chat, but I did not.
You didn't mind it too much, running it off neatly. Curious about the final choice. Oh, cool. Interesting. Okay.
Have you looked into the expansions at all yet?
I've not. So we have gastronomy, which I can't remember what any of these do. Yeah, okay, there's gastronomy. First player draws a number of meal cards. Instructor drawing 1. Okay, so that's one fewer choice. Oh, we're starting. Okay, we have 5 people. We're just waiting for... We can just go in. Not sure this will be as... Zen, you need to accept.
I sure
And
do.
we will jump over to Let's Play. And we've got... Oh, hello. I remember talking about you. Okay, we're going to go... I think this one is the better one to go for. We actually have the Guilt Orphan now.
I got Bathman.
Bathman! No.
I also got Zenemon, so the merchant. So I got 2 of the old men. I think I haven't played the merchant before, so I will pick him.
That's cool. And now we have to hope everyone is willing to commit. I possibly should have made this a slightly quicker time frame, but that is absolutely fine. Okay, so we've got one character playing as Kinko, who pays 1 coin less for meals. We have Hiratada, who gets bonus coins at the temple. We have Zenosha as Zenemon, which is that the same character you played last time?
No,
Oh,
last
you
time
get-
I had
Oh, yes, you had the other guy, the Inquisitor.
yes.
So you're traveling. But yes, you buy souvenirs for 1 less. Also, we now have extra spots because we have 4 or 5 characters. Where more than one person can go to spot if there are 2 blobs on the line.
Oh, you know what? The great thing about BoardGameArena here, we don't have to try and work out how exactly the initiative works with the dots, because the rules are really unclear about that.
I'm pretty sure it's whoever's closest to the road goes first. But yes, that is absolutely true.
Alright, I have to go. I'm going to go. Guess I'll go get an encounter.
Oh, also, sorry to... Bjorn mentioned that Lamb's a good game, and if I like Binding of Isaac, I've not played Binding of Isaac. For somebody who has built his kind of empire on roguelikes, I only play deck building roguelikes. I don't really play a huge number of more general combative roguelikes.
I'm gonna have to pick your brains on deck building roguelikes, because that happens to be one of my favorite genres that is underrepresented in my library.
I can give you many recommendations. That is Not an issue at all. Ooh,
Deck
ooh,
builders
ooh.
are my favorite board games. And, you know,
They are good. I have realized I should probably
roguelike's
actually...
real good for the ADHD.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, that does make sense. I actually, it occurred to me I should probably set up like a stream curator page, because like most of the games I play are strategy and deck building roguelike, so I probably can do a pretty good selection of things. But if you don't played it, like, I mean, I've got a bunch on my channel, which people can find my YouTube channel just below this stream. Let's go paint. Yeah, you that makes sense. You would do that because you have the money to do so. Across the Obelisk, game takes forever, but it feels so great. I will look at Across the Obelisk at some point, but it's one of those things. I've got more than enough already in my backlog that I need to play. Like Dicey Dungeon. Somebody actually did fan art of me as a Dicey Dungeon character, because if you've not played Dicey Dungeon, the premise is you have been transformed into a dice. And you have to go through a dungeon. The clue is in the name. So yeah, it's that's probably going to be fairly, on my list next. But also playing, I am indeed a bit dicey, Bjorn. That is correct. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, I guess then... Oh, no, you get to go to the encounter. I'm hoping you will choose to go to the temple instead. Oh, interesting. I was wrong. It is the person...
Monster here's got Chubei, who's one of my favorites.
Chubei is... Oh, yeah. Starts the... draw one encounter card at the... At each of the 3 intermediary ends. That is true. They are good.
It's
you
just
went
fun.
For the encounter.
It's so flavorful.
You know what? I am gonna... This is gonna sound counterintuitive. I will go to... Actually, then... You know what? There's not going to be as many opportunities to go to the sea panorama, because there's going to be lots of people. Actually, one game that I have been really enjoying in terms of deck building roguelikes is Super Bullet Break, which is something I'm going to be playing more of on the channel, but I just happen to have got a bunch of collabs going on this month, so we're just alternating with Pyre and collabs at the moment. But that is a deck building roguelike in the style of Slay the Spire, in that you have... But the aesthetic is very... retro board game, not retro board game, retro computer game, and there's lots of references to like 90s and noughties video games. And the whole premise is you are going through these Slay the Spire type dungeons to defrag effectively the video games that have been corrupted by the... What are they called? Singularities or singular ladies. It's a pun that struggles a little bit. That is
pun is a wee stretch. Spirit was there.
Yeah. It's such a weird setup, because it's like the Singularities minions are called buggos, and it's just like there is such a breadth between like the pun on singularity and for singularity to buggo. Like somebody decides to go to lunch on that point. What I did really appreciate was that there are like it's Slay the Spire, so you've got to go through 3 levels and then you get to the boss, or you get to the final boss, I should say. But there's 7 thematic levels, so it's like it's basically Slay the Spire times 7.
That's long.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disapprove it. I'm a fan of Slay the Spire. It still kind of gives you that, you can do a run in about half an hour to an hour, but there is also a plot attached to it, which is kind of cool. I must travel.
That is kind of cool. Speaking of roguelikes and plot, not a deck builder, but Luxie and I have been on and off playing through Children of Morta, which is a like twin stick kind of, top-down action-y, more less like Binding of Isaac, more like Hades, I guess.
Ooh, Hades is good. I'm a big fan of Hades.
But it's super cozy and super wholesome and also super dark.
I was gonna say, like, how do you get super wholesome out of twin stick shooter?
So it's about a family. It's about a family who is fighting off the dark magical corruption, and it's about their stories and their lives and their passions and their struggle against this dark forces, like all the history of the family and all this warmth and all of this perseverance. It's really cool. I'm gonna go to the temple. Put 1 coin. Look how fast everyone else takes their turn.
It's always they're not chatting extensively to a chat whilst they're going. Oh shit! I just realised I've not been in. I didn't hit the done button on OBS, so I've been streaming in Pyre for the last hour. Okay, fine. Whoops. I actually did that, but I just didn't do the hit the done button. That is a pain in the backside. Oh, first in, last out. I will have some sober. Yes, please. Sober, I hardly knew her. Indeed.
The last meal at the end of our 2-player run, I got the is it called unagi?
Eel.
I think it's called unagi. But
Yeah,
it's eel.
Eel,
It's
yeah.
eel. And I was like, oh hey, that's a 3-point, and it happens to be one of my favorite dishes.
Ah, I've never tried unagi. I really should at some point.
It's very rich.
That's
Like-
fair. I mean, to be honest,
You know what? You like salmon, you'll probably like it.
Oh, interesting. I don't know. Like, I think for me, like, because British food culture, again, very ocean, very sea based. But like, anytime I hear about eel, I instantly think of the London classic of jellied eels. I was like, that just does not sound appealing.
No, that's fair. Jelly deals does not sound appealing. But I've got clothes, got fine.
Follows the ugly things taste better rule. I mean, yeah, maybe that's just a thing that we came up with. It's like, well, you know what? At least the bastard's dead. I feel even better about eating it. Okay, fine. I'll get muddy. I am also an udon fan. SJ, udon is delicious. I'm a big fan of stir fry with udon.
There
I-
was there was a restaurant near one of the places I've lived where they had an udon with fried tofu. There was the kitsune udon.
Ooh.
And I was looking through the menu and I was like, oh, kitsune udon, what's that? Udon, fried tofu. I was like, I get it. How many people come through these doors who don't get it?
I'm not sure I understand. What's the significance of
kitsune
I know kitsune is the kind of fox spirit.
Yeah, they have a propensity for enjoying fried tofu.
Ah, that does make sense.
It's like their bait.
Ah.
It's their favorite snack.
I absolutely agree with you, SJ. Chilled udon is lovely. What's it called? It begins with a like a TS sound. But there is like a chilled noodle dish the Japanese chilled noodle dish where you kind of get like a sauce and you dip the hot noodles into the you dip cold noodles into the hot broth.
Okay. Similar to hot pot.
Yes, actually. Very similar. Tanuki udon. No. Let me have a quick look and see if I can remember what the hell it's called.
Tanuki udon. Has that got big balls in it? Oh no! My statement uttered in hubris.
Oh no.
I have now been forced to be the first one into the inn.
Yeah, I had that last time. It was not great.
I also didn't get to go to the village.
There we go. We're now actually appearing in board games. I'm glad he looks into the board games category. It was like, where am I? Why am I not here?
Oops.
These things happen. The scuff is the charm. Yes, please. I'm a small orphan child. Please feed me. Actually, for a small orphan child, I am kind of cleaning up. Is Tanuki udon a real thing, SJ? Am I just going to Google something and find massive balls? I actually am. I mean, they do look. It does look like what is it? Hot dashi broth drop with tempura broth.
I didn't think it actually would. I was just.
I'm trying to work out what there's like basically it's a broth with like white like a white two white oval shapes in it, and it's just now that you've made the joke, I can't not see it. I must travel.
My
Where am I going?
sincerest apologies.
I mean, yeah.
Are you going to travel?
I am. I'm just trying to work out if I should do some souvenir hunting. But no, I should definitely... I think what's going to keep me in this game is getting the bonus for the sea panorama.
Yeah, that you were probably right there.
I mean, I say keep me in this game. I think at the moment, like, considering there's the one person who's, like, on 61 points, we're sort of fighting for second place.
Yadis here kind of has us at a disadvantage.
It's fine. These things happen.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah,
we also both have ELO of 0, so Well, no, it's not. It's not ELO. It's just ELO. I looked this up. I was wondering because BoardGameArena uses the ELO system, which is also used in chess, and like it's for basically matchmaking to kind of give an idea as to like roughly where you fall on a curve in terms of like proficiency with the board game. And I was thinking it was like, ELO must stand for something, but no, it's just the guy who came up with the formula for it is his surname was just ELO.
I have something to tell you, actually. ELO does stand for something.
It's surely it must be kind of a backronym though.
No, there's a band called Electric Light Orchestra.
Right, of course, yes, but like in the context of BoardGameArena and pairings of.
Yeah, I don't know if there's actual. No.
I think Electric Light Orchestra is separate from the ELO rating.
Almost
Infinity Storm, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it.
Almost certainly.
Thank you very much for swinging by. Thank you for swinging in, and thank you for the follow.
Hey, look, there's a hydrate reading.
I love your flute playing. I'm not sure if that is a spy playing a flute or a
TF2 with a baguette.
Okay, it looks very like I'm not sure if TF2 spy is playing the baguette like a flute or filleting it.
Smoking it like a cigarette.
I mean that as well. Hello, Governor.
This
thank
is
you.
Infinity Storm, who's actually a good friend of mine.
Oh, excellent! I like your hammer, your hammer design as well.
Yeah, he's a metallurgist.
That makes sense. He's enjoying seeing his emotes go across my screen, I think.
Listen, all right.
Oh no, I'm not criticizing. This is a new thing. Like I really like seeing the emotes go across the screen. It's a lovely thing to see.
I love it. It's
do
very...
I? Hang on, have I? Time to play Dodge the Anvils.
Oh, no.
They're over there. You missed.
Why are they floating upwards? That's not how anvils work.
They're real. They're anvil balloons.
It didn't occur to me before, but
Oh
your
my god.
overlay looks really good with BoardGameArena, like the palette.
Yeah, it works incredibly.
Great, yeah.
It works incredibly well. Like I'd love to take I'd love to take credit for it generally. But this was actually created and designed by my mod Kale. Superhuman Foods. Go check out Sinkhole. Go check out Sinkhole. Details in the chat now. But yeah, it is kind of it's the fact that it's kind of designed after the board game shelves in the background. So yeah, the fact that it works well with BoardGameArena is just a delightful coincidence.
It's a good overlay.
It is a very good overlay. I'm very happy with it, and Kale has been very, very kind and considerate to put their skills to towards the visual design of this channel. Kale, good. Yes, absolutely. Also, SJ, I love the fact that you have a Blake Sky emoji. That's brilliant. I must travel. I can only
travel. You can only finish.
I can, yeah. I think I can maybe get like 1 point out of the.
Oh, you can go into the sea panorama if you haven't cleared it.
I'm not allowed. It's because I've got the. Because
you've
I can only finish. Crime.
But
yeah.
you can get a free meal.
No, I don't. Because it's sober. Confirm.
Oh,
But I do, you know what? I can have some. Ooh, you know what? I love Dunbury. I will buy a Dunbury. I don't think it's going to get me in the. Oh, maybe it might get me in the running for most expensive meal. So you've got 5. You've got 3. It's not got to be. You've got 5. I have 7. So maybe
nobody's got any money.
Yeah, I kind of I have, which is the interesting one. 3, 2. Ooh, I'm kind of drawing for most expensive. Spectre August Howard. Amazing.
How could this happen to me? I've made my mistakes. All 4 items are 3 coins.
Rip.
If I hadn't given that 1 coin to the shrine,
Oh, you'd be set.
I'd have food in my tummy right now.
I've just successfully not spent any money this entire game until right now. I have the two coins that I started with.
I love the true to character of me, a merchant, going, man, if I didn't give that coin to the shrine, I'd have food in my belly. And your character, a street urchin, finishing the journey with almost all of her money.
Almost all of my money, but also none of the points. Fantastic.
That's not true. That's not true. You got 3 more than me.
That is true. Yeah, that is cool.
It's
Okay.
very fun. It's so fun. I love this game.
It is a lot of fun.
It's one of those games I play for fun.
Okay, I'm going to
Not the greatest
play
at.
again. Do you want to have a look and see what the... Shall we have a look and see, just whilst we're... Jump over to just chatting, and we will decide what we have in terms... Create a table. We'll keep it up to 5. We're going to make the speed... It's slightly faster speeds, just because I want to make sure we're going to close. And... How many 3-letter body parts can I think of? I'm right now none, because I do not have the thought. We don't want the journey of initiation, because that's just if you're new to Tokaido.
Leg.
Arm, leg, eye, ear.
Ear.
I'm gonna say no to the return trip. I would love to do that with a group at some point. Yeah, ass, bum. Gastronomy is not particularly great. Preparations is potentially interesting. So none of the variants that come with the base game are great. What are the new encounters? Let me have a look.
I think the new encounters is just exactly what's on the tin. You get a selection of new encounters.
Itinerant cook, clean monkey gives you a hot spring card, veteran guide will give you a panorama card of your choice, or old priest. Okay, sure, we can throw those in. And crossroads. Should we go for crossroads? I don't think does crossroads do anything? I can't remember what crossroads does. I remember I played it years back and it was like, this is fine. I'm not sure I would like go out of my way to play it, but I'm curious what it does. Tokaido, crossroads. Cherry trees in full bloom, luxurious bathhouses. Oh yeah, it kind of changes some of the... You know what? Let's try it. Let's try the crossroads. I'll invite Zen again. I'm going to very clearly say this game is being streamed at... What is the name of my own channel? I don't remember. Copy that link address.
Tokaido, the new Challengers Turbo Edition.
Wait, what?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay. Oh, jaw, toe, gum, rib. That's true. Yes, good. I restrict. Oh no, I can't.
I don't know.
Okay, so I can't do that restriction. Let me see. Okay, folks. In fact, could somebody just quickly click on this and see if they can join? Because I really would like to know if I can share this directly to chat, and then I'll open it up to the wider thing. But yeah,
that link is how I got in.
oh, that link's how you got it. Okay, interesting.
Yes.
But you also have the honor of being my friend.
Yay.
You're on mobile.
436 players available for this game specifically.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, could you click it anyway, SJ? I'm just curious if it'll do anything or it'll say no.
It'll be like, hey, this isn't a mobile page. Are you sure?
I would kind of like to know. Wait, why is that not?
They don't do that anymore, do they? Like, websites don't warn you.
No, they also tend to be pretty well set up.
A lot of them.
I don't know. I'm curious. I don't know how this works on mobile. You know what? Are you happy to be just opened up to randoms?
Yeah, sure. I'm not.
Okay. If you would like to join and you're on chat, feel free to go to the link that I have just posted. I am very clearly saying that this game is being live streamed. Oh, hello. Yes, SJ, that does work. You can jump in.
Hey, look.
But you are not obliged to. Recognizing that you are on mobile, I don't know how well this game works on mobile.
It'll be fine. Tokaido's real simple.
Tokaido is real simple.
Real simple.
He's true.
It's not like it's good. Anachrony. There we go. There's a great example.
Yep. Honestly, I think Anachrony is a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of Anachrony.
I love Anachrony. I love it. It's also lots of pieces.
You don't know if there's a board on your screen? Well, that's because I've not started the game yet, so I wouldn't worry about that.
I've actually had the blessing to play Anachrony in person.
Oh, with or without the little plastic minifigs?
Without.
That is understandable. They are rarer than gold, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like, but considering there are
400. I'm sure they wish they had them.
There are 420 players, nice, waiting for this game, but apparently none of them want to come in, so I guess we're just gonna try and experiment with this on with SJ.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, who are you? Oh, that's
hello.
Cool.
You're new. Number of coins at game start. Oh wow, so you start 0, but I earn a coin at each stop on a panorama space. Kind of like that. Or Mitsukuni, the old man. Oh, this is the hot spring guy. Earn additional points for hot springs. Now, you know what? We have been doing a very panorama-focused play. We're gonna give it a shot.
So my options here: 3 coins or 2 coins.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got the.
I mean, I'm starting with 0 coins.
Yeah, you're starting with 0, so I'm gonna grab Nampo here. He starts with 2 coins. However, you get points equal to the cost of your meal.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
Ah, the gourmet. That makes sense. Okay, where do I want to go? I'm going to choose next. Well, I definitely. Let's be honest. I definitely can't go to the temple.
I mean, you can. You can go there.
Oh, sorry, I should actually change over to the Let's Play, shouldn't I? That might help. Right, so what is my actual power? I get... Oh, I so any specific... There was me thinking, I was thinking, oh, I could go to... I could risk it and go to the encounter space, but it's like, no, you actually get coins specifically for going to the painting spaces, so no, we're going to go to this one. And I... What is the cherry tree? What? What's the cherry
is that
tree?
Panorama?
Maybe.
That's cool.
Oh, so that's just a cherry tree. So, wait, what is this? What is this power? Sorry, looking up a rule right in the middle of the game.
Listen, alright? Such is life.
It is true. I mean, it's very much how I play games normally.
Oh, I'm purple? Yeah, I'm purple. Hell yeah. That's the way it's meant to be.
It's like a hot springs that gives me money. Yeah, but I don't know how you get them. Where's the rulebook? Download this. Let me see. So cherry sprees. When a traveler stops at Panorama, they must choose between taking Panorama's card or taking a cherry tree. They give 2 points and one coin. They are not made up sections to be completed. As a result, there are no accomplishment cards corresponding to the cherry trees. Okay, cool. So that's fine. Bathhouses. Oh, so you can either draw a hot spring card or pay for a bathhouse card. Or you can take 3 coins for the farms, or try to add to their reserve at the gaming room, which is an entire dice mini game. Also, you can get coins at you get amulets at temples,
Yes.
and they have a single use bonus effect.
Remember that.
Ooh, that's kind of fun. There's some cool ideas. Panorama of the mountain. No, we're going to go for the panorama because there is no... Like, the cherry tree is fine, but it's not particularly fancy.
Like, yeah, for, you know.
Okay, so I have previously just played with these additional... the additional characters. I did not realize there was a whole new set of rules for the space powers. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, there's new rules for them. I think I haven't messed with the new rules much. So I'm glad we're getting that opportunity.
Yeah. What's the alternative power within the shop? I could acquire a legendary object. The legendary objects have 1 part for each souvenir part in their collection. Oh, interesting. Or new families. Or they just give 8 points.
Oh no. Huge
What?
misplay. F.
What happened?
F in chats. As you said,
oh yeah, no dual spaces because
double
that's only
spaces.
that's 4 and 5 player games only. Sorry, buddy. And then what's the new power for encounters? Oh, calligraphy cards. And they give you... Oh god, this is actually... Okay, so this is kind of like challenge cards or like achievement cards that you can go for. Interesting. Fun.
Oh yeah, the calligraphies are like wages essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have to have thing done by.
I'm gonna pay a coin to get an amulet, and I can get hospitality amulet. I take a meal card for free when stopping at an inn, or I stop at a single space that's occupied by another traveler as if it was a double space. That we like. Give the temple the coin spent on acquiring any type of purchasable card. Cool. Roll the fortune die before moving as if in the gaming room. Play again while in the lead position. Oh, that's basically a double turn. Select both options for the space you land on in the order of your choice. I'll be honest. I'm gonna go for the. Oh, they're actually 3 of these are really nice.
I personally would go for the double space, but yeah, no, there's 3 of those that are real
The
good.
friendship one. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like 2 turns is fine. But like, health is where you get to do 2 things on a space. But no, I think the friendship amulet. I'm gonna go for that one. And then on your way.
Oh, yeah, I am on my way. Oh, I've got money.
You got money.
What money to ban?
Wouldn't recommend burning money as a rule.
You know, that's fair. Do I want a souvenir or do I want to look at the legendary object? Why not? I'll look at the legendary object.
I don't know if it draws you just one, or you get to choose between like 6 of them.
I do get to choose between 6 of them.
That's cool. That is kind of cool. Like because one of them is just like no, have flat 8 points.
Yeah. So the Masamune here is worth 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
And it costs 3.
Masamune. Wait, you will buy the legendary. Is that not like?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yep.
Because there's also Murasame, the other one.
Murasame, I am less familiar with.
The 2 legendary swords. They're both here.
Nice.
I can take from them right now.
Amazing.
But I won't because I don't have that kind of money actually. Oh, okay. Oh no. Okay. So the 1 coin ones are worth 1 point for each item in your collection when you purchase the object. The
yes.
2 point ones are an additional class of items.
Yep.
And then 3 point ones are just 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I wish I could look at the board real quick. I would like to think a little. Thank you.
It's absolutely fine. Like I can ask it to skip players, but I'm not that worried. It was, to be honest, I was more just wanting to make sure that I was putting pressure on like people who might just be taking. Yeah, exactly. Like as it stands, like everybody who is in this game is like somebody I can speak to directly. Yeah, that is Masamune. That is Autumn Rain.
I had to get it because it was the only one, like only the 3 point ones were actually worth oh, I must travel.
Oh yeah, you're also at the back.
Yeah.
Look, I just want to skip your turn. Yeah, it's true.
Look at the cherry tree.
Panorama.
I'm gonna end up a sword person. Yeah, I'm just gonna have like swords.
Sword for days.
I must travel.
Yes. Double monkey.
I guess I'm going to the... let me get some tempura.
Let's go. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, as we've been talking about it, let's get some udon. That was adorable.
Thank you.
Oh, SJ need to get on that grind.
Double monkey. Okay. And my turn time is still in the negatives.
Yeah, the way
Like
it works on BoardGameArena is like you get plus 15 seconds, so you kind of need to quickly basically just be on the ball for it and just keep going. Yeah, you know what? I'll chuck money at the temple. Oh, or I can do that. Oh, that's even better. That's so much better. No, not that one. Not that one. You know what? Let's buy that. You're leasing a space at WeWork to finish your pilot for a TV show about a writer with problems with his dad. Or farming, you forget. Let's do panorama.
Is it a writer with problems with farming? Like where's the or farming? Is it possibly about farming, or is it possibly about a writer with problems with farming?
I'll be honest. The biggest issue I encountered was I glanced at that. I was like, I saw the word. I'm gonna finish my pilot about a TV, my pilot for a TV show about a werewolf.
Just like glazed over the rest of the statement.
It's just. I mean, to be fair, SJ writes Blake Sky Private Eye, which is a cosmic horror noir thing, like a werewolf, a TV show about a werewolf problems, a werewolf problems with his dad is definitely like within the scope.
All right.
Hey SJ, how you doing?
Oh, you're going to double encounter?
I am going to double encounter. Ooh, I got an souvenir. I can move again to go. Oh, I've got one. You know what? I will actually make a temple donation. I will make a temple donation of 1 just on the board. Amy made a fake radio show called Daisy Gunter Werewolf Hunter. I just got to those episodes. I wish to register a complaint, SJ. I now have no more Blake Sky Private Eye episodes to listen to. I object greatly.
Speaking of radio show, I'm reminded of my totally not empty promises to host a rendition of H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds.
Oh, nice.
I've got most of a cast put together.
I am available. I say unsubtly plugging my VA work in chats.
It would be a
Sorry, that makes me sound like I'm really putting you on the spot. I wish to make it very clear. I am joking. I am not trying to pressure you up to.
It would be very much a fun thing. It would be a stream. So it would be we would all sit down with our lines. You know, and whoever, you know, however much you practice them or don't.
Oh, so SJ, in answer to your question, you have clothing and you have art. Sorry, that took me a second to realize what you... No worries, bud.
Good catch.
Fortunate that I'm paying attention. So no, I am very. I realized the instant after I said it was like, oh, this feels like way too forward and pushy for in the middle of a stream. It was so I wish to stress it was very much a joke. If you have
absolutely.
roles going for it, then I'm happy to audition.
The reason why I was caught off guard was I was like, oh no, I'm not paying anyone.
Oh, I am a professional voice actor. There are some roles I don't get paid for. It's I choose roles based on the ones I enjoy and that seem cool to me. I am not.
And I don't know if you've read the radio drama for War of the Worlds, but like it's
I have not.
a total
I really
of
should
like
at some point.
an hour and a half. And that's its entirety. Like I always thought that it was a series until I went and read it, and I was like, oh no, this is just like it's a little thing.
Yep. Just a little guy.
Farm. But yeah, so I think it would just be really fun to. I don't know if I could convince an entire cast to sit down and sight read it.
I mean, I again, just I genuinely adore like that. To be honest, that's something I'd really like to do on my own stream. So I am so very down for like getting a bunch of people together and reading a radio play. Like I've looked at some. I've genuinely considered looking like some old timey radio plays, because there are a number that like from the 30s and the 40s which are just in public domain now. Like even some old Superman scripts are likely in public domain. Now I think you might have to go over them and rewrite some of them to be less 30s and 40s, let's be honest.
Of the time.
Maybe change some genders, maybe
some phrasing.
I mean, to be fair, I like some of the games that some of the like the radio play that immediately comes to mind is for like Superman that will be out of copyright would be Superman Smashes the Klan, which is very explicitly about a KKK, an ersatz KKK called the Clan of the Fiery Cross, bullying a group of Japanese Americans.
This is
which was actually subsequently kind of retroactively adapted into a comic book by a Japanese American artist and writer, it's really good. Like it really takes it back to early Superman, where Jimmy Olsen is like a cub reporter and Superman's not actually discovered he's an alien with powers. So like there's like the first issue is like he's running along telephone lines, because that is what Superman used to do before Superman had the power of flight. He could just jump up to the tops of pole lines and ran everywhere on top of telephone wires.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I love that like kind of development idea.
Yes, SJ has read it. Superman is afraid he's a weird, fucked up monster, because they kind of blend it with this fact that Superman doesn't know he's an alien, so he's kind of learning that he's an alien and also trying to just desperately work out, am I just like an utter freak and weirdo?
I appreciate that. That's cool. I didn't even know that there was a phase of Superman like lore where that was the case. That's cool. I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, it's very much changed in the modern era, because now it's just like Clark Kent was learning he was Superman and knew he was an alien from a very young age. Like that was stuff that was brought in subsequently. Like I read an article many years ago where it was talking about how Superman over time has become far more super, far less man, because you need to kind of have explanations as to why is this person powered, where did he come from. So that's where you get all the stuff like last survivor of a dying world, etc.
It's people talk about power creep in games, and especially card games. People don't talk about how very real power creep is in media.
Yes.
And like comics is a great field to because like you said, Superman's become more super and less man. You have the Flash, who
just a really
the
fast,
Flash.
just a real like Jay Garrick is just
like,
an Olympic level athlete,
and
then you
where
get
he
like
started, and then you have Flash Essence of Speed,
yes,
where he can literally run faster than time.
SJ, honestly, find me a Blake Sky adjacent board game. So like noir, cosmic horror. There's a lot of options. I am happy to have you on anytime. We can shoot the shit on this kind of thing. I would absolutely adore having you on stream.
I like couple off at the top of my head. Like obviously you've got your Arkham games and whatnot.
No, they are banned from my stream. They are
Very
not
well.
allowed.
Very
I
understandable.
I once had a game of that last 6 hours, and four of those were the same 5 turns happening amongst the same 5 players over and over, where you go through, close a fucking gate, and then another one immediately opens up, and it's just that is not a like. I'll be honest. The biggest I cannot deny genuine observation. That is definitely a way to get across the idea of descent into madness and an uncaring god.
Right, like it's good doesn't necessarily mean fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like it was like a New Year's party, and I was with friends. It's like, that should make it fun, but it was just like, I think partway through I went and tidied my bedroom, and it was just like, oh hey Vic, it locks. It's your turn. I was like, yeah, just do the same thing again. It's fine. Elder Sign is good. I will give credit to Elder Sign. I cannot deny, like, I like a lot of what Fantasy Flight has done with the Arkham Lovecraft IP. Like, I just hate I'm just not a fan of those games where those big adventure games where it's kind of more like it's telling a story, it's trying to tell a story, but the mechanics get in the way, or it's trying to be a game, but the nonsensical plot gets in the way. Again, opinions.
Fantasy Flight did a tabletop system, yes? Question mark.
They did multiple tables.
Multiple, okay.
Specific
right.
regarding what? Of what theme? I'm trying. I like genuinely not taking the mic.
I'm trying to remember because it's I'm like in the same vein of like White Wolf, where there's a category of tabletop RPGs that Fantasy Flight just like that's their thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Fantasy Flight has a lot of IP management. So
yeah,
Fantasy Flight has
IPs on their site.
Yeah, Fantasy Flight has Star Wars, so there's like Star Wars role playing game. They Android is their own creation, and there's an Android. Android was kind of assigned to Netrunner, and there's a tabletop RPG for that. They did Legend of the Five Rings.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Oh, is that what you were looking? Is that the one you were looking for?
That was one of the names I'm looking for.
Okay.
There we go. There's like because I've been playing tabletops for a really long time, but I've not actually played a ton of them. So I've got a long list of names of systems I'm aware of and what they're about and like kind of their vibe, but I haven't read them. Legend of the Five Rings is definitely on there.
Legend of the Five Rings is kind of fascinating to me.
I've heard very good things about it.
I've heard very good things about it. I think it's also one of those things where it's like, like the biggest criticism I've heard, it definitely sounds like a bunch of white guys who made a board game about Japan.
It's a valid criticism.
I mean, it often is. I mean, that being said, we say as we're playing
as we are playing Tokaido, which is, I believe,
by Antoine Bauza,
yeah,
who is very French, which we try not to hold against him. Actually, I really like Antoine Bauza's games. Like, no, pulling back from that joke slightly, but yeah, I like Antoine Bauza. He also did Takanoko, which is a game about growing bamboo, and as a bit, well, it's kind of like you play two roles. One is you are the farmer who is trying to grow bamboo, and one of you are playing the cute little panda who is trying to eat bamboo. Neither of you, you're two. Inside of you, there are two minis. They are deeply opposed. But he also did all of the Seven Wonders games. So Seven Wonders Duel, which are genuinely some of my favorite games. They are wonderful games.
A Seven Wonders game once.
That's fair. I think it is one of those things where, I don't know. I've played it a number of times on BoardGameArena, and I probably would say I like Seven Wonders Duel a little better, but I do enjoy Seven Wonders.
So I've played it once, and it was very early on into me like getting into board games beyond a couple niche ones here and there. Like so it was before before I played it, I'd had like Ascension, and that was basically my niche board game kind of experience. And Seven Wonders is it's more like Catan. You're thinking a lot different than you are in.
I agree. I have opinions on Catan.
Sure you do. A lot of people have opinions on Catan, one way or another. I think Catan is the Evangelion of board games, and I'm going to leave that without explanation.
I think that's fair. You absolutely should leave that without explanation. That is a great that is a delightfully vague statement. What does the bathhouse do? Hang on.
And it can go a number of ways. And I might mean it in every one of those ways. But yeah, so I wasn't ready for Seven Wonders when I played Seven Wonders with a bunch of people who've been playing
fair.
Games hardcore for the last decade.
Yeah.
So like they were all fun and great. It was fun and great. And we had a wonderful time. But like, I was new to the hobby with people who've been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah, that is an interesting point that I kind of wanted to bring up with Tokaido, and you have allowed me to segue into this very naturally. It is amazing. But I've kind of recently I work as a software developer in real life. If such a thing can be called that.
Have my condolences.
Yeah. But one thing they do is we have weekly social time. So like we come around, and usually like somebody brings out a party game, or we'll do like or it'll be Jackbox, or the drawing one that I can't remember now. But like, the kind of party games that VTubers will use for collabs. And occasionally I've been adding in like things to the mix, like Codenames, which is the best.
Codenames is pretty fun.
Oh, I would argue that Codenames is the best party game that exists on the market. Drawful, that's not the name, but it's close enough. Yeah, we should jump straight here.
There are things that happen in Evangelion that I have thankfully never had happen in Catan. You know what?
Oh, there's a terrifying story there.
Or one of those falling in love with your same-sex friend.
I mean that just happens with the board game groups I'm in all the time.
You know what? Fair. I
I have really hot
being
friends.
a trans femme, unfortunately, like my experience is not indicative.
Hmm.
My board game circles tend to also be polycules.
It's one of the benefits. It involves a person in a coma. God.
Yeah, you know what? I fear that.
Anyway, the point I was trying to make is, like, I decided recently to crack open BoardGameArena for one of our social times, and like one of the top games recommended is crucially one of the top free games recommended is Tokaido. So I throw that open, and it's one of those things where it's like I don't play a huge amount of board games with non-board gamers, and it's really hard. Like, Tokaido is a very straightforward game to explain. Like, I think it's very easy to teach, but it's also very, like, I think there's a conceptual understanding and like suspension of disbelief, or like shared story, I guess, when if you're a person who plays board games with other people who play a board game, and somebody is opening the box, and we're going along the Edo path, which is an old pilgrimage route. We have 4 days. We're going to try and have a great holiday. We're going to stop at these points. These are very, I think, fairly straightforward ideas, but I think it's if you're not a board game person who has that kind of that practice of being like, okay, sure, yeah, we're architects for whatever, we're building this, we're trying to fight a dragon with the deck of cards,
the willingness to put on the hat.
Yeah, kind of. I think it's one of those things,
not
like
willingness, but rather comfort, readiness. There we go.
Yes,
readiness.
And SJ has curb stomped us.
Good work.
Congratulations, buddy. Good evening, Techno. The board game has been really good, thank you. We've been having a lovely chat over Tokaido over the last few hours. Once again, materialism win. Yeah, what was it that got you the... you just got all of the things. Yeah, you got 4 of those. Oh, and then you got this, so it's like +9. And you also got a thing that was a flat 8. Okay, that makes sense. That is fair. I did do pretty well. Yeah, close until that last stop. I was very much wondering, like, should I just, like, buy a souvenir? I have 2 coins. Maybe I should. Maybe I should have just stopped you that way, but what can you do? But yeah, thank you very much for playing. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So yeah, I think that's the phrase I was looking for, that willingness to put on the hat, because I think it was also like there was I think it was that kind of confusion of like, or not necessarily like a willful confusion, but just like I'm not following this. I don't really understand what's going on, which I also think is like a downside of BoardGameArena, because you don't have the kind of pieces to pick up, so you can kind of see that tableau that's happening in front of you.
Yeah, you don't get to like explain it as you're taking the box apart, and there's a tactile kind of process. Luxia does it great. Luxia, when they introduce somebody to a board game in a physical space, they like take the box, they like take it apart, and they're explaining the game and the premise and the setup as they're putting everything out and like giving the background, and then the game starts and they start getting into the rules, and they're really good at it.
Nice. That's cool.
But yeah, so it's I definitely it's also a role play thing. And I think it's one of those pick any number of between a few different demographics, because you get board game players, and then you've got tabletop players, role players, you've got people who play RPG video games. You could just
well, I think it's what my friend the Neon Caster has referred to as the four horse people of tabletop, which is your board gamers, your war gamers, your tabletop RPG players. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Sorry,
Waiting for your fourth.
I was hoping you just kind of agree and carry on with your point, and then was like, oh god, what's the fourth? What's the fourth?
And the fourth is just literally just writers.
I think it might be card gamers, to be fair. Like,
Card gamers?
yeah,
Yes,
like this,
like,
but like people who play with traditional 52 deck cards, as opposed to, you know, like card games as distinct from board games.
Yeah.
Card games as distinct from board games that use cards as a component.
Yes. So now that's actually a good distinction, because like obviously Ascension is a board game that uses cards, right?
Yes.
But would you say more like your OCG TCGs like Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh? Are those card games?
I don't know, because like I think there's a degree to which there's a space. Like I don't know, like there's because you know, poker, your cards in poker are not particularly designed to represent anything other than this is just a higher number than this.
Yeah.
Whereas
Literally just a
Yu-Gi-Oh,
point
like
of
you're
data.
setting up, you know, there is a kind of an agreed space that I don't think is necessarily, you know, there's a degree of lore behind it.
Yeah. I think
You know, it's
Technolocus,
like-
he's got a good point. Just like the distinction CCG versus a card game.
Yeah, I think that might be the case. I think that's a very good distinction to have.
But card games, like games that use, you know, your 4-suit 12 card, you know, kind of setups, or you know what localization may have you. I think those are all so cool, and I think the math
definitely.
that goes into like the creation, the concepts of them is really cool, and I love especially the huge diversity and like richness of house rules across you know, all kinds of different people with, you know, the same or similar games, or like, you know, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's like, you know, there's card games that are kind of just they're really informal, right? Like, hey, I learned this from a friend at one point, you know, and then they probably learned it from a friend. It's just kind of gotten passed around, where the rules just kind of like mutate as they are recalled, because nobody actually has a paper with the rules on them.
Yeah.
Those are cool too. I mean,
Technically speaking, that is also, because so that's kind of an interesting concept, because that's sort of how Monopoly happened.
Go on.
Oh, do you not know this? So this is
No.
so I'm gonna preface this by saying the history of Monopoly is so much more interesting than an actual game of Monopoly.
I considering the fact that the statistics into breaking the Monopoly computer game is more interesting than the actual Monopoly board game.
Okay, but were you aware that that Monopoly was what was originally designed and arguably still functions as left-wing propaganda?
Oh yes, I did. It is a wonderful example of why it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's but like there's a whole second half to the game. So the first game is like you have this horrible time being landlords where just one person wins, everyone just slowly goes bankrupt. But then you have the second game where you all take part and make use of the land tax, where money that comes out of your properties is invested into the land, and everyone kind of works cooperatively to win the game. And that half of the game completely got lost. But the thing is, like, you know, Monopoly was originally created about in like 1906, I think, by Elizabeth Maggie, And this was back at a time where, you know, you just kind of had somebody who knew the rules, who described the board, who, like, you know, would just draw the board out on a piece of paper or have it on a napkin in their pocket. And that slowly was kind of passed around as the Landlord's Game. And if you look up copies of the Landlord's Game, it's staggering how similar it is. And then there was just the guy who claimed to have invented it was just kind of introduced to it at a dinner party one day and kind of rejigged it with like some changed a few things and put it onto and then put it before the Parker Brothers board game company, and then it became, and that's how Monopoly came about. And it was actually Lizzie Maggie eventually had to like go to court to get the design actually registered as a trademark to her, and she never really got the credit she deserved, or indeed any of the many millions that that game has fucking bought. But yes, as such, the fact that Monopoly remains deeply unfun is entirely a freaking design rather than a failing.
It's just we're missing the back half of it because some arrogant straight man appropriated the game without paying attention to the whole thing.
Pretty much.
Huh. Wonder if I've heard that story before.
If we're being fair, it was probably just that, you know, people don't play through the entire of the, you know, of the political philosophy learning tool. And it's just like, oh, hey, this is kind of a dumb thing that we played once. I don't remember like the second half, but this first bit is really easy. And it just kind of goes like, if we're being very generous. But yes, look, it is a fable with the moral cut out of it. I have equated it to a Che Guevara t-shirt being sold in Hot Topic.
Both are great. Both are great.
Both are great examples of a complete failure to understand the lesson.
Yes.
Right. On that note.
Have you played? On that note, I see. We've had our games here. I'm going to throw. Have you played Bargain Quest?
I really want to. I so want to. For many reasons. Amongst them is I play Netrunner, and in fact running a Netrunner tournament. If you're interested, if you're a VTuber and interested in Netrunner. But many years ago, I came across a great comic, which is. I promise I'm going somewhere with this. But I came across a great comic which kind of reimagined Netrunner as an anime, like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh style anime, where you had the corps being played by corpos and the runners being played by runners, and like how people respond in a very anime way. And I actually recently learned the guy who drew those two strips is the artist of Bargain Quest.
That's so cool.
I know, it's great. I love the fact that he was clearly really into this really great game and now is making board games himself. It's great.
Have you played the video game Reciteer?
No, I have not.
So Bargain Quest, I haven't actually read the rulebook, so I don't know if it's ever quoted as an influence. But considering that one of the art is literally the shop from Reciteer, and the game is literally just an adaptation of Reciteer into a board game, I'm 100% certain that the developer has played it.
Would not surprise me. They seem fairly well up on their various games from what I can tell.
Well, it's honestly, like, I loved Reciteer, I loved its concept, but then like I approached Bargain Quest and I was like, wait a minute, this is just Reciteer as a board game. This is just Reciteer with all of the shitty parts taken out.
Oh, nice. I would love to find an online version of Bargain Quest. I'm sure there is one on Tabletop Sim, but I mentioned before that I tend not to play Tabletop Sim because it's there are multiple issues. I much prefer games that kind of support your learning, whereas like rather than having to like have the game, get the game, and just be like, nope, here are all the bits you must now learn. It's like, no, if I wanted to do that, I would have a physical game. Which is why I play almost entirely on BoardGameArena. Just if anyone was wondering that.
Luxia, I'm blessed to have Luxia who spends time to find the very well scripted tabletop sim, and especially ones that are done by the developers of board games.
Yes. That is a key thing. Like one of my big issues with Tabletop Sim is the fact that they do not like it's really hard to identify like whether something is from the developer or like just kind of not really, because obviously like no ethical consumption of the capitalism, blah, 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 but like, you know, most board game designers are probably only getting a pittance anyway, and you know, ultimately, like, I don't think most mind, from what I have read, anybody who has like most board game designers like, honestly, I just want people to play my game. Like, I've kind of made the conscious effort not to make, if there is a copy of my game on there, I'm making the conscious effort not to be aware of it, because otherwise people are just going to get in trouble for it, and I don't really want that. But also, like, I'd far rather have something that's kind of like properly done by the designer themselves, or like with their permission.
Absolutely. Tangential question.
Yes.
Have you read about what effect video game piracy has on sales?
I have not.
Statistically, it improves sales.
Ah, interesting.
Yes, statistically, the having access to pirated copies leads to more instances of try before you buy, and people end up buying the game, than it does people just taking the game.
That makes sense. That does make sense. I can imagine that's like doubly so for board games, where it's like, you know, you don't really have, you know, if you don't have that option to try before you buy, you are potentially putting your outlay of like, you know, 50 quid or more, and being like, this is not a very good game, and I have paid £50 for this, and I am unhappy with this because, you know, I've done all the punching and the popping, and the board game shop will not take it back.
They will not. You know, you spend 2 hours in a video game and you have a pretty good idea of the game. You spend 2 hours at the board game and you know, got your initial setup done.
Yeah, exactly. No, absolutely agree.
That's mild exaggeration. If you're playing Gloomhaven, that's true.
Well, yeah, games that are wildly improved by the presence of a computer dealing with lots of things in the back end.
Yeah.
Right. I need to start getting ready for bed. But this has been an absolute delight. I would love to have you on again. And we can definitely sort that out at some point. Do you have anybody you would like to raid? Because I'm kind of facing a bit of it is a quiet Saturday night. I don't know. Oh, actually, so if you have somebody, I will definitely raid them. Somebody, considering we just started talking about it, has just gone live in board games playing Seven Wonders Duel.
That's great. Now,
but I'm also like,
I've got an old friend who doesn't need the views at the moment. Who like they're a genderful VTuber, well, streamer. So they do streaming, but they also talk about like lots of gender and you know, the social economic issues that LGBT individuals deal with, so on and so forth. But relevant to board games is definitely the good handoff. I'd much rather have, hand off your wonderful, wonderful viewers to somebody who's going to play board games.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, considering this guy only has 8 followers, then this will probably be kind of a nice thing.
Yes.
Good stream. A+ would watch again. Thank you very much. And SJ, let's have a chat off stream about getting you on for like a Blake Sky special, because that sounds like it'd be fun. We will have a chat. So we're gonna rate. So I actually just had a look at this guy, and they are a board game. They are actually the champion of Seven Wonders Duel. So yeah, like you're gonna see some probably pretty high level play. Hey. Oh, sorry. I thought that was Ness for a second. I thought Ness had just rocked in. That was very confusing. But it's been a absolute delight. Please do check out Zenosha's channel, which I'm going to drop in the thing right now as soon as I find it. There we go. Should have had that set up before the stream. But what can you do? Anyway. Jen, anything else you want to say before we go?
No, not terribly. I'll, like I said, I'm getting back into the content creation swing of things. So, I've had a wonderful time here. I'd love to play more board games with you in the future.
I will love to have you on. But yeah, thank you very much.
I'm excited for the Netrunner stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Please check out my Twitter for more details on Netrunner. In the meantime, it's been an absolute pleasure streaming for you. I've been Loxley, Setter of Strategy, the Captain Card Shark, the Board Game Goat. Yes, I'm rushing because I'm looking at this raid now bar go down. But yeah, I hope to see you next time. Ta-ra!